it's Gray. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, where you will find a variety of reviews from subscription boxes, recipes, to even hotels. If you like this type of content, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to be notified when a new video is up. And for full written reviews, you can find them on grayeyes.me, with new posts out every Sunday at 9 a.m. Central. Alright, hello friends! For Father's Day, I asked my dad what he wanted to do for his day. Did he want to go out somewhere? Did he want a gift? We're the type of people who will ask each other. There's no point in doing something that the other won't enjoy. Keeps everyone happy. What he did agree to, however, was letting me bake something for him. I'm still very much new to baking, but I think I stumbled across a brilliant human in terms of gluten-free baking. So let's pause here for a second. The reason I've been eager and happy to bake again is 100% because of Katarina Kurmelj, or Kat for short. Better yet, you may already know them as the Loopy Whisk on their socials. Kat is a brilliant recipe developer and overall food scientist who has brought freaking magic to gluten-free baking. For my birthday last year, I had asked for her cookbook, Baked to Perfection. If you're gluten-free, have friends and family who are gluten-free, get it. Everything I've made so far from her book has brought me to tears. Why? Because I couldn't tell the difference between a gluten-free loaf and a gluten lemon loaf I remember having at Starbucks. Long story short, you'll be seeing a lot more reviews of these recipes. Making the gluten-free shortbread. Anytime there is a recipe for a cookie, I panic for just a moment because what about the flour? I think that is just the continued stress in gluten-free cooking. It's the plain truth. Those all-purpose gluten-free mixes aren't all the same, and those mixes will not react the same way with different baked goods. I've decided to ditch those for now since I started making Katarina's recipes. I've been using a mix of buckwheat flour, millet flour, and tapioca flour for my gluten-free mix that I've made per Katarina's book instructions. The mix has worked wonders on the few recipes that I've tried for baked goods. You can learn more about gluten-free flour mixes in the link I'll provide below. However, I still do recommend purchasing the cookbook. There's so much smart science included that will help you understand gluten-free baking so much better. But the Twix! Okay, as you can tell, I get really into talking about this stuff, but let's get back to the shortbread for the Twix cookie. Once you mix all the ingredients together, you wouldn't think that it would come together into a smooth ball as the recipe states. I honestly looked in the bowl and went, was the butter not soft enough? Do I need more butter? More milk? Basically, if the mix looks like it's handy texture, then ditch the spoon and bring in the clean hands. The beauty of working with gluten-free dough is that you can't overwork it. Knead it as much as you need until it comes together to form a smooth ball. It's possible. Seriously. And the tip for rolling the dough between the two sheets of parchment paper? Oh, it's a must. Flouring the surface and rolling just doesn't work the same way as it would for glutinous dough. Plus, it's easy cleanup. Once the cookies bake, they come out so delightfully crisp. You know, like shortbread. They are not too sweet, and the texture is exactly what you want it to be. If you follow the recipe exactly, then I know you will get the same result. So that's it. Layer 1 of the Twix cookie? Check. On to the caramel. I've never made homemade caramel before, but I've seen multiple ways that it can be made. This recipe results in a delicious, sweet, and creamy caramel that just completes the second layer of the Twix cookie. It does take a little bit of time, and it certainly isn't a hands-off type of preparation. You definitely need to keep a close eye on all aspects of this cookie, but more importantly, when you're working with hot sugar. While the steps are very easy to follow, I do recommend that you have a food thermometer handy. You will absolutely need it for any sugar work. Honestly, when you're talking about store-bought versus homemade caramel, there's no comparison. Go with the homemade and pick up some golden syrup while you're at it too. Now let's put the gluten-free Twix together. While melting chocolate isn't difficult, the final part of making these Twix cookies is more so about timing. You have to let the cookies cool down slightly, You also have to let the caramel cool down enough before you pipe it onto the cookies. And guess what? Yeah, you have to let the chocolate cool down just a little bit so it's not piping hot and the caramel gets runny again. Again, it's nothing overly complicated, it just needs a little bit of time. Once done, allow for your chocolate to set properly before biting into the cookies. The wait is worth it for the sweet treat, I promise you. I give this recipe a very strong and bold 5 out of 5. For someone who doesn't bake often, I was surprised to see how well these came out. Now add on that this is gluten-free baking, mind-blowing. But let's be serious here. This recipe for gluten-free caramel cookies, or let's just call them Twix, is fantastic. Yes, it does take a bit of time in between the layers, but the end result is certainly something you'd feel proud serving to your friends and family. These are definitely ultra sweet, but will make for a great little treat with some tea or coffee. I did not have any difficulty with making this treat. I didn't have to modify anything either. Honestly, that's awesome. I know my husband can confirm that anytime I bake something and it doesn't turn out, then I end up in a foul mood because I don't like these types of failures. I can confirm that I was in a very good mood when I made these, so that certainly can tell you something. So take it from me, the Loopy Whisk is your answer to delicious gluten-free baking. I'll be trying many more recipes, so you can bet on more of these reviews. What about you? Are there any sweet treats that you like to make for yourself, your friends, or family? Let me know in the comments below and I would love to give them a try. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel to be notified when a new review is up. Thanks so much and stay gray amazing.